my stars, I am above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Thy fates open their hands. Let thy blood and spirit embrace them, and to inure thyself to what thou art like to be, cast thy humble slough, slooge,
slough.
Cast thy humble slough and appear fresh. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly with servants. Let thy tongue tang arguments of state. Put thyself into the trick of singularity. She thus advises thee that sighs for thee. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings and wished to see thee ever cross-gartered. I say, remember, go to, thou art made, if thou desirest to be so. If not, let me see thee a steward, still the fellow of servants, and not worthy to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell, she that would alter services with thee, the fortunate unhappy. Daylight and champagne, discover not more. This is open. I will be proud. I will read politic authors. I will baffle Sir Toby. I will wash off gross acquaintance. I will be, point devise, the very one. I do not now fool myself to let imagination jade me, for every reason excites to this, that my lady loves me.
Oh, my fair warrior.
My dear Othello.
It gives me wonder, great as my content to see thee here before me. Were I now to die, 'twere now to be most happy. For I fear my soul hath her content so absolute that not another comfort like to this succeeds in unknown fate.
The heavens forbid, but that our loves and comfort should increase even as our days do grow.
Amen, sweet powers. I cannot speak enough of this content. It stops me here. It is too much of joy. And this, the greatest discords be that ever our hearts shall make.
Oh, you are well tuned now, but I'll set down the pegs that make this music, as honest as I am.
All the world's a stage. And all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances. And one man in his time plays many parts, his act being 7 ages. At first, the infant, mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. Then the whining schoolboy with his satchel and shining morning face, creeping like snail, unwillingly to school. And then the lover, sighing like furnace with a woeful ballad made to his mistress's eyebrow. Then a soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the pard, jealous in honour, sudden and quick in quarrel, seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. And then the justice, in fair round belly with good capon lined, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. And so he plays his part. The sixth age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with spectacles on nose and pouch on side, his youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunk shank. And his big, manly voice, turning again toward childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Last scene of all that ends this strange, eventful history. His second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans teeth, sans eyes, sans taste, sans everything.
If a man's brains were in his heels, we're not in danger of corns.
Boy.
Then I prithee be merry, thy wit shall not go slipshod.
Oh, ha, ha, ha.
Shall see thy other daughter will use thee kindly. For though she does like this, as a crab's like an apple, yet I can tell what I can tell.
What canst tell, boy?
She will taste as like this, as a crab does to a crab. Thou canst tell why one's nose stands in the middle of one's face.
No.
Why? To keep one's eyes of either side's nose. That what a man cannot smell out, he may spy into.
I did her wrong.
Canst tell how an oyster makes his shell?
No.
No, nor I neither. But I can tell why a snail has a house.
Why?
Why? To put his head in. Not to give it away to his daughters. Leave his horns without a case.
I shall forget my own nature, so kind you, father. Be my horses ready?
Thy asses are gone about him. The reason why the 7 stars are no more than 7 is a pretty reason.
Because they are not 8.
Oh, yes, indeed. Thou wouldst make a good fool.
To take it again, perforce. Monster ingratitude.
If thou wert my fool, nuncle, I'd have thee beaten for being old before thy time.
Say, how is that?
Thou shouldst not have been old till thou hadst been wise.
Oh, let me not be mad. In peace! There's nothing so becomes a man as modest stillness and humility. But when the blast of war blows in our ears, then imitate the action of the tiger. Stiffen the sinews, summon up the blood, disguise fair nature with hard-favored rage, then lend the eye a terrible aspect. Now set the teeth and stretch the nostril wide, hold hard the breath and bend up every spirit to his full height. On, you noblest English, whose blood is forged from fathers of war-proof. Dishonor, not your mothers, now attest that those whom you called fathers did conceive you. And you, good soldier, show us here the mettle of your pasture. Let us swear that you are worth your breeding, which I doubt not. For there is none of you so mean and base that hath not noble lustre in his eyes. I see you stand like greyhounds in the slips, straining upon the start. The game's afoot. Follow your spirit, and upon this charge, cry God for Harry, England!